Hi everyone, and today we'll talk about a recent DLC in Starfield called Shattered Space and 5 new awesome grenades you can unlock and craft in new DLC. By the way, they're very strong, they're one of the best grenades and throwables in the game, and today we'll talk about how to get them and how they are working. At first we'll talk about these grenades overall, what these grenades are. New grenades are connected with new Vortex phenomena in DLC. If you're playing through the story or if you watched maybe trailers, you might understand or guess, you might already have some suspicions what Vortex can be, and playing through the main story you understand completely what Vortex phenomena is and why these grenades are working this way but not another. And there are 5 grenades, as I told you already. There are Vortex grenade binding, charged, lure, phasing and unstable. Unstable will be the most funny from that all, but we'll start from the beginning. Vortex grenade binding. So let's see what this grenade is doing. Let me equip my grenades. I will use my first person view for you to better see effect. And let me throw these grenades. So you can see this grenade is freezing all the enemies around. Another grenade, let us equip another next Vortex grenade. And as the next hour grenade will be charged. And charged grenades will have another unique effect. It will explode and does damage like a conventional damage, but with unique animation from the base game. So let me throw this grenade. You can see how it looks like. Completely new, quite cool effects connected again with this Vortex phenomena. Everything in this new DLC connected with Vortex phenomena. And now let's come to lure grenade. And about lure grenade, what it's doing, it summons a Vortex horror. So let me throw this grenade, and you will see now we have a Vortex horror that will attack other enemies or will attack our main character and our companions. So again, quite fun grenade if you want to make a chaos among your enemies, especially if you are playing stealthy. You can throw several lure grenades to spawn several Vortex horrors, so they're attacking your enemies. Very fun grenades. Reminds me of a red hive from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Siege of Paris DLC. It was the same skill that spawn a lot of rats and help you to distract your enemies. Phasing grenades is very fun to use and one of the strongest throwables in the game overall, and it phases out targets in the explosion. It's the same like you remember if you remember Borderlands 3, like different phasing abilities of sirens. It's by the way, it has the same effect. So you can see it summons all the enemies inside of it with that animation. And now the last grenade and the funniest grenade of all. I will throw several several unstable grenades so you see this effect. And what is the main question about unstable grenades? What they are doing if they're unstable? They're doing anything all the rest grenades can do, but with a random effect. So you're throwing these grenades and they can do either phase or lure or other some effects that other Vortex grenades can do. So they can do anything other Vortex grenades can do. And how to get these grenades, you might wonder. And it's very easy. You just need to have an opportunity to craft these new grenades on any weapon workbench. You just need to complete several main story quests from the Shattered Space DLC, and you just need to complete what remains quest and to start second quest, the Promised, the Broken, and there you will talk with one NPC near the Morning Device, Industrial City on Vaa'ruun planet. It will be this location somewhere there. Yeah, it is. This NPC will be standing near Morning Device, and he will give you several resources to craft new grenades. But you will have an opportunity to craft only one type of grenade. If I remember correctly, it will be either unstable grenades or freezing grenades. But how to craft other grenades? You need additional resources. So the answer is very simple. There are lots of Vortex Phantoms and Vortex Horrors in Shattered Space DLC. So you just need to farm several locations to farm these particular resources to be able to craft new grenades. So as you remember during the, maybe from trailers or maybe from the main storyline, it will be a little spoiler, but not big enough. Don't be worried. Don't worry. It won't spoil the whole experience of the DLC. Part of the city, biggest part of the city, is completely destroyed. Why it's destroyed, you will see from the main storyline by yourself. But around the city, you can see where I'm showing you with a marker, with my cursor, you can see a lot of ruins, and there you can find tons of different horrors and vortex phantoms. So simply just run around here, clockwise or clockwards, doesn't matter, and here you will see a lot of different vortex spawns, and killing them you will get tons of new resources. Around this particular location, the Scale Citadel, you can see a lot of different ruins, and here you just need to wander around in these ruins and to farm a lot of vortex phantoms. Another way to farm best materials, the fastest way to farm materials during the main storyline, after several story quests, you will have a quest called the Other Side, and there you will unlock new cave. In this particular location near this Scale Citadel, somewhere there, you will unlock a new cave stores. It's cave connected with the main story, but by the way, during this quest, you will have two opportunities, either to simply run away from this cave or to block the entrance and entrance of this cave. So you don't need, if you want to farm these materials, you don't need to block the entrance and exits from this cave. You need to simply run away from the cave, so you can simply just come back and farm these materials, because in this particular cave, during the Other Side quest, you can farm all the materials needed for every grenade. So what materials, by the way, you need to create these grenades? Let's talk about every particular grenade. There are 5 grenades, and for every grenade you need Vortex Shard. It's a base material you need to create every single grenade. But to create binding grenades that explode and freezes enemies in place, you need Vortex Shard 1 piece and Dark Vortex Cyst. Again, just farm the locations I've been showing you. To create charged grenade, it's a grenade, simple vortex, simple grenade that doing completely the same that your regular frag grenades doing. You need vortex shard and glowing vortex cyst. To create vortex grenade lure that summons a vortex horror, you need vortex shard, dark vortex cyst, and vortex cyst. And to create vortex grenade phasing, you need vortex shard, glowing vortex cyst, and vortex cyst. Just a regular vortex cyst. And to create again vortex grenade unstable that you can create simply from the completing first 2 quests of the main storyline, Shattered Space DLC storyline. You don't even need to complete the second quest, you just need to complete first quest and half of the second quest. You need vortex shard and vortex cyst. And NPC will give you completely everything for you to be able to create these particular grenades. So here it is, you can see it's very, very easy to create these new grenades. They are very fun, very nice to use, they are very strong. And now I want to say a few words about DLC and overall, do you need to spend your money on this DLC? And my answer will be yes, you definitely need to, because in this DLC there are tons of new lore, there are expansion, it's a very good expansion of the main storyline, of the main story of Starfield, of the Starfield universe. Because in the main storyline, we've got a lot of lore, a lot of clues about Vaa'ruun, the whole Vaa'ruun faction, but we've never seen anyone except of zealots from Vaa'ruun faction, and now you can visit Vaa'ruun main city, Dazra, Vaa'ruun capital, and the whole Vaa'ruun planet, Vaa'ruun Kai, and to interact with its people, to better understand its religion, this whole faction religion. And by the way, in this DLC, there are very good storyline with tons of lore, especially if you are reading everything, you will understand how it's happening, what is happening, and how it's connected with the main storyline. It's deeply connected with the main storyline, especially with the whole graph drive storyline. I won't spoil you main storyline, maybe some of you didn't finish yet main storyline of Starfield, so you will see by yourself what is, but be very careful with the storyline of grav drives and helium-3, why it's happened, where it started, and especially with Earth, our planet and moon story in Starfield. It's a very, very strong lore, and Shattered Space DLC continues that lore, and like Todd Howard himself said that Starfield itself, it's about exploring the unknown, and Shattered Space DLC is about consequences of exploring the unknown, and it's very true about this DLC. You will see what can happen if people trying to push forward, to push for the unknown into some unexplored horizons. So what can go wrong, and in which ways it can go wrong. By the way, it's a very beautiful location. It's mostly handcrafted location. You can see, I will show you the map, everything you can see on this map. At least my white marks you can see on the map, it's handcrafted locations. It's a very beautiful city. By the way, Dazra is a very beautiful city with 2 new companions, with new house. And by the way, main storyline, it's not that big, but it's very, very interesting, especially as I already told you, in terms of lore. You might see from my channel that I'm a very big fan of good universes with a rich lore. Like I very big fan, I can say, of Dragon Age games, Dragon Age universe, and especially I like Dragon Age Inquisition because of the very rich lore, the richest lore in the whole series of the Dragon Age series. And this is the same reason why I love Outriders, for its very, very rich universe. And in terms of Shattered Space, again, not only lore and captivating story, but also new, very developed characters, where new companions you can just make your crew members, or they can become your new companions, just simple companions. But also you can play through 12 new additional side quest, and these side quests, guys, they're wonderful. There are tons of new quests, not only with lore, but with a simple just stories, how people surviving this vortex phenomena, vortex crisis. You understand what is it during the storyline. And every single quest, like in the main storyline, we've also got a lot of choices, but in Shattered Space DLC, every single quest has tons of different endings. And also, by the way, you got, for example, different types of quests. For example, in one quest, you need to become some sort of spy that's spying on different different great houses of Vaa'ruun, Vaa'ruun Kai, because on Vaa'ruun Kai in Dazra City, there are great houses like in Morrowind, and it's very, by the way, it's very similar to Morrowind DLC from Elder Scrolls Online, or to Morrowind at Elder Scrolls Online 3 Morrowind in terms of its story, because we also get great houses, and you need to align with that great houses and to decide their fate. And in terms of side quest, in one side quest you need to be spying on different great houses. In another side quest you need to play through a very horror orphanage building that's completely no one living inside nowadays, but there are some sorts of ghosts, and you need to uncover that mystery and story. In another quest you simply just need to visit one old man that's trying to live on after the events that happened during the main storyline. It's a very good quest with tons of different mysteries for you to unravel. And by the way, there are tons of different secrets and secret mechanics. For example, in one quest, in that old man quest, you can get music box from the old man, and you can simply use it like a furniture. But playing after that through the horror orphanage quest I've been talking about recently, with ghosts and with that building, that building in the skies, you can meet one particular character, and during this quest you can simply just kill this character. But if you for some reason keeping that music box in your inventory, and you decided to use that music box from the previous quest, you have no clues to use it. You can just simply open your inventory and randomly use that particular music box from the previous quest. You will unlock particularly new storyline, and you will unlock new ending from that quest. So it's a wonderful DLC with tons of different stories different interesting lore, different quests, different mysteries, secrets, hidden mechanics. Of course, there are new apparels for your character. There are new very good weapons. There are that Vortex grenades we've been talking about. I've been showing you at the beginning of this video. So, and also it's not only about quest and lore and new mechanics. There are tons of new secrets, completing and finishing the stories from the main game. Like, for example, you can finally see the ending of Andreja's story, because you remember Andreja, one of companions and one of the characters from the main storyline. You can see she's my companion currently, and Andreja's story is finished in the main game, but you can continue her story and even decide her fate simply for just finding random dialogue in the Shattered Space DLC. It's not even in the quest, it's not even in the side quest. It's just simple world event when you simply just come into the building and you have just one random dialogue, and during this dialogue you will continue her story. And there are tons of different things in Shattered Space. For example, you can even start a new Serpent Crusade around the whole galaxy after the main storyline. So again, it's a very nice DLC with a tons of very interesting mechanics, tons of difference, as I already told you, a lot of times during that video, with tons of lore, tons of new mechanics, secrets, mysteries, really interesting things to discover. Very beautiful location, by the way. You can see Vaa'ruun and Zazra City is very beautiful. It's very fun simply just to explore these locations, because, as I already told you, they are handcrafted. So here it is, and by the way, it's not the most expensive DLC, especially if we are comparing with other DLCs, like, for example, Destiny 3, Destiny 2 DLCs like Lightfall or Final Shape, that are charging you for $70 or $100, and you simply just get story for 5 maximum hours and nothing at all, 5-hour story, and the same mechanics you've got in previous DLCs. It's really a shame and just a waste of money completely. And especially in comparison with Destiny 2, it's a very good DLC, and it's definitely worth your money, especially if you like Bethesda games, because it's a very similar to Far Harbor or Morrowind's DLC from Elder Scrolls Online. Far Harbor, it's a Fallout 4 DLC. So here it is, guys. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe if you want more videos like this. Don't forget to subscribe for our channel. Check our different guides, builds on our channel, like Elder Scrolls Online guides and builds, Starfield, Remnant 2, Horizon, Ghost of Tsushima guides and builds. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Good luck!